Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new season of the NSDCA. We started off here with the first ever televised event for the Molson Modified Series, the heats for the Troyer 75 at Homestead. These heats work differently than the Dr. Pepper Dash series. This heat right here, heat number 1, is all the leeches that are in the field. 3 of them will advance, the remainder will DNQ and go home. Not allowed to run in the LCQ. The other 4 heats we'll see today contain the rest of the full-time Molson Modified drivers. The top 5 advancing from each heat there, and the remainder of the field will be taken from the LCQ. So it should be interesting to see who will be able to make it into the heats and who will start where. This is the first heat, but the winner of this heat will only start 5th, second place will start 10th, and third place will start 15th. So we are ready to see who will make it in to the Troyer 75. There's 7 drivers out here right now. 10 laps for each heat. Let's go ahead down trackside to get the commands to fire the engines here at the Troyer 75 heat number 1.
Drivers, start your engines!
And with that, the engines are fired. 7 drivers ready for this event. 3 of them making it, the rest going home. We'll see which of these leeches will stand a chance at making the show. This is the first time the Molson Modifieds have come to Homestead. Their last season was the inaugural season of the series, which was only mostly radio broadcasted in the Discord channels. So if you want to see the Molson Modifieds in action, they are non-televised. They are the non-televised event, except for this race. So if you want to see them, please do join our Discord. But 7 drivers, 3 spots. Spurley, Tube, and Duncan lead us down. Larry Hagan, Gatlin Downey, row 2. Cody Goforth, Peter Onjak, row 3. And Anderson Reed rounds out the field. 7 drivers, 10 laps. Green flag is in the air here for the Troyer 75, heat number 1 at Homestead. Larry Hagan looks like he's in that 63, jumping to the inside, and he forces him 3 wide. So does Anderson Reed as Gatlin Downey's in the middle of these 2 packs. Sliding up the track, of course, Homestead very loose indeed. There's really no grip in the corners, but they do slide up the track when they put the throttle down. So Larry Hagan pulls out into the race lead. Spurley Tube second, and there is the battle for the cutoff already. Anderson Reed versus Gatlin Downey. That is for that 3rd position. Reed's going to go up, tries to slide in between the 28 and 69 as they go 3 wide behind him. Cody Goforth making a big move on the inside. Contact with William Duncan there as they almost pinch each other 3 wide. That is not even for the transfer spot. That is for 4th right there as they run as Peter Onjak in the 444 sits out the back. Larry Hagan, the first driver to pull away. TBS has agreed to broadcast the NSDCA races here with their old graphics packages for the Molson Modified. So if you want to make sure to see the full race weekend, be sure to tune into TBS for all of that. But Anderson Reed on the bottom of Spurley Tube from 7th to 2nd immediately as your pole sitter Riley Spurley Tube now gets attacked by Cody Goforth and Peter Onjak as Onjak throws that 444 up the inside. Gatlin Downey, William Duncan have fallen back. Downey is one of the few drivers trying to make a run at all 5 races this weekend. Downey, I believe, is the only leech to do so in the Molson Modified, as Noah Kim is one of the other drivers to do so. Downey now, contact with William Duncan as they come out of the corner. Anderson Reed all over Larry Hagan up front, but it is a dogfight for 3rd back to 7th as they're all trying to get that final transfer spot. Right now it goes to Peter Onjak. Anderson Reed on Larry Hagan, and Hagan goes all the way up the racetrack, and that's going to be Anderson Reed from 7th on the grid up to the race lead, but Hagan going to try the crossover in that number 63. Hagan driving for his own team, Anderson Reed driving for his own team. Currently here in the Molson Modifieds, and here comes Hagan back to the inside on Reed. Side by side for that spot. Peter Onjak driving for Columbus this race weekend. Since Anjano cannot run Molson Modified cars, he called up Columbus, and they have this as their, I believe, 2nd entry for this event. But Larry Hagan now back on the inside of Anderson Reed. Downey, Spurley Tube, and Duncan have fallen back as Cody Goforth is all over the back of Peter Onjak. Hagan pushed by Peter Onjak, and contact between Reed and Onjak And will Reed get the move on the outside? Yes, he will, as Onjak a bit slower on the inside. Here comes Cody Goforth now. Drag race across the line. Coming to lap 5 of 10 here as Anderson Reed dives back to the inside on Hagen. Downey there as well. Downey waiting in the wings, but Onjak now using that inside line. Trying to push up into the 18 of Cody Goforth. Now Goforth in this 18 car, he is running this race, but there will be a different driver full-time in the race for the other 7 races of the Molson modified schedule. Of course, Molson goes from 10 to 8 races this season to match up with the Dr. Pepper Dash Series. Larry Hagen and Peter Onjak side by side for that second spot as Anderson Reed tries to pull away. Cody Goforth tried everything he can back there in that Silver Wolf Racing number 18 entry. Back in 5th, Gatlin Dowdy. He is wanting to make this this Florida 5 event. If he can make this and the DPDS race, he's probably locked in for the rest of the race weekend, as there are no DNQs currently for the Crown Royal Truck Series and only 2 go home for the Sundrop Cup Series, but that team very well off. I believe they have qualified their way. They have the owner's points that they'd be able to fall back on, but that doesn't matter here. There are no owner's points in the Molson Modified Series that lock you in, as Riley Spurleytube's going up and into the outside wall, pushed way too hard, and now he's back there. Duncan to the inside of Cody Goforth, side by side for that 5th position, as Gatlin Dowdy now takes the fight to Larry Hagen, as the 2 Odge Auto drivers further up of Anderson Reed and Peter Onjak pull away from this pack. Gatlin Dowdy trying to get his way in around Larry Hagen, and that will be for that final transfer spot, as Hagen, he led this race for a bit early on. Now he's fallen back behind Gatlin Dowdy. That's the battle for the 3rd position. Now William Duncan trying to get that 26 in there. Goforth and Spurleytube, don't count him out. Spurleytube was the fastest in this qualifying session. I believe he got the pole for the event, really. Provisional pole on qualifying day, but now he is last as they run. And Anderson Reed right now being chased down by Peter Onjak as they go. Larry Hagen doing everything he can. He wants to get all 3 Hagen Enterprises modifieds into the show. He also has Noah Hart in the 62 and Adam Mitchell in the 61 as he runs this number 63. Gatlin Dowdy now up the track as Hagen tries to cut it close, tries to get that run off of the corner. And there they go. Contact between the 18 and 28, and now Goforth down the back, blocking that 28 of Riley Spurleytube as they head down into the corner once again, as he's going to try to send it under William Duncan, and he will. Gets to the inside of Duncan. That moves him out of the way. There are 2 laps to go in this event. Spurleytube, Goforth, and Duncan fighting amongst themselves. Hagen trying to get around Dowdy, but Peter Onjak wants that 5th place starting position and the win in this heat. He's right now chasing after Anderson Reed for this race lead. Reed started 7th. He comes out right now leading this race with 2 to go. Peter Onjak right behind him. Hagen goes wide, trying to get a run off the corner as Downey's going to be able to pull away in that number 69. Now Hagen has fallen to the clutches of Goforth, Spurleytube, and Duncan. It looks like these 4 might just have lost their chance at the Troyer 75 as the top 2 are gone, and Downey has absolutely pulled away. Spurleytube throws the slide job on him. Hagen, he has lost everything. He's now last. That's probably going to be the nail in his coffin as Downey now tries to hang on over Goforth, Spurleytube, Duncan, and Hagen. And we got a battle for the race lead as Onjak looks to the inside on Anderson Reed. Trying to get the slide job as Reed goes up the track. Now Reed, will he get the crossover on Onjak? Right up to the back of him. Don't turn him. You guys are both in. Do not turn him as Reed got real close to that back bumper. Downey pulling away in 3rd. He just has to hit this corner perfectly. Onjak's going to go defensive. Goes to the inside line. Reed's going to have to try to get something on the outside. Now, can he get the crossover to pull off? No, he won't. Peter Onjak coming out of turn number 4. He's going to win. Reed and Downey will be the 2 other drivers locking their way into the Molson Modified Troyer 75, and 4 drivers go home. Cody Goforth, Riley Spurleytube, William Duncan, and Larry Hagen. Big move by Onjak on that last few laps there to get around Anderson Reed. Reed from 7th all the way into the show. That's great for Reed Racing, but we are not done. We have 4 heats to go and then the LCQ. We'll get back out here live at Homestead for the rest of the heats after this short break. Heat number 2 rolls off, the first of the only Molson Modified Series drivers. Nick Kennedy and Ikna Commit on row 1. Alex Parker and Nonagon Scott in row number 2. Row number 3 sits Brandon Beal and the 8 of Evan Hunter. In row number 4, Mac Johnson and Jordan Forbes, who is in a backup after a qualifying crash. 8 drivers in this heat. 5 advance, 3 go to the LCQ. The winner of this race sits on the pole for the Troyer 75. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Homestead. Parker already going to throw it 3 wide. Commit on the outside. Kennedy now going to be shoved 3 wide. He's in the middle. And there goes the 66 now. The 66 and 8, the championship rivals from last season. Neither of them holding the 2 drivers who finished 1-2 in the standings. Colton Yo and whoever drove the 66. His name just escaped me. But as they head on down, 5th will be the transfer spot right there. And already Evan Hunter sent 3 wide there in the 66, which was driven by Brett Sierra last season. That's who our defending champion is. He now falls out of the top 5 as Nick Kennedy, Alex Parker, and Ikna Commit fight for this race lead on lap number 1 already. Coming to lap 2, they go down the front straightaway. Brandon Beal clear into 4th. Now Mac Johnson in that 27 trying to get his way into the 5th position. And he's going to clear almost that 66, trying to clear himself on Nonagon Scott. Jordan Forbes in Scott's old ride. He moves his way up into the 7th position. A road course ringer for most of his life. Drove some at Evernham, drove some at Butcher Gatorade Motorsports, but now he finds himself back at the bottom rung of the NSDCA, trying to rebuild his career. Up front, though, now here comes the 23. He's going to try to dip under the 61. Brandon Beal clear into 4th. Mac Johnson trying to hang on in 5th as Nick Kennedy, the fastest Molson Modified Series driver, pulls away out in front in that 40. Side by side now, Alex Parker could be losing a spot to Commit and also to Brandon Beal, as Beal in that 13 is going to try to bring that car up almost into the back of that number 61 as they come off of the corner. The top 5 single filed out. A battle back there for that 6th position between Forbes and Nonagon Scott. Even if you do end up missing the show, that 6th position is important in this race. You would start on pole for your LCQ, so that would mean you could have a bigger gap between that cutoff spot in the LCQ than if you weren't. So the 23 of Ikna Commit trying to hang on over Alex Parker as Nick Kennedy begins to pull away in that 40 car down this front straightaway. Battle for 4th now. You got Brandon Beal and Mac Johnson. Again, the further you finish up in the top 5, the further you start in the Troyer 75, and if you finish 6th, 7th, or 8th, the further you finish there, the further up you start in the LCQ, which is pretty important. Mac Johnson, though, in that 27, just trying to hang on as Scott and Forbes and Hunter try to chase that number 27 down. Johnson, not a very strong oval racer, but very great on the road courses, and with the road course popping in this season for Old Spice here, in the Molson Modifieds, it should be nice to see if Johnson could finally get that first NSDCA victory. And that's going to be big there as Scott's going to be able to get to the inside of Johnson, sliding up in that 66, trying to slide job over that 27, and it will push Johnson up and out of that transfer spot. Forbes now another road course guy. He jumps to the inside of Mac Johnson. Battle for the top 3, though. Nick Kennedy went wide. That brings Parker and Commit back into the fray here as Commit's going to run it wide in that 23. Now the 40 of Kennedy trying to hang on in front of the 61 and 23. Beal clear into 4th. Nonagon Scott clear into 5th as Mac Johnson has fallen all the way to the 8th position there in that 27 car. Heartbreak for them, hoping that he will be able to bounce back and back in to that top 5 as Alex Parker is now after Nick Kennedy. 6 of 10 complete. We're halfway through heat number 2. Hearing the engines rev down the back straightaway as they get back up to speed, throwing on the throttle as they come off the corner. Kennedy and Parker trying to fight their way up front here, and that 40 car has been bad fast all weekend long, or all week long here at Homestead in practice and in qualifying. The 23 and 13 back there could be battling for that 3rd position. Nonagon Scott has absolutely pulled away. Evan Hunter in the 8 right there in that 6th position, and then the 85 and 27 fighting for 7th and 8th. Now Parker all over the back of Nick Kennedy trying for that move there. I don't think it's going to work. He's going to really have to dive it in under that 40 if he wants to get into that race lead and snag the pull away from Nick Kennedy. Commit back there in third, trying to hit his best to get up there in that number 23. In fourth is the 13 to Brandon Beal, and in fifth, Nonagon Scott, as now Parker runs it wide. That's going to give Kennedy some room there, as Commit's going to bring that 23 back up there. Beal and Scott also ran wide as they go down the front straightaway, and you see the top 8 all single file, all spread out. It might be hard now for Forbes and Johnson to catch up and pass that 66 of Scott. But the two drivers fighting for these transfer spots, they are not the championship-winning drivers, Sierra and Yo from last season, but they are two of the best cars in the garage area. The Kickin' Asphalt Racing number 66 and the Coors Light Racing number 8. If that 8 of Evan Hunter can catch up, he might really get take the fight to the 66 car. Commit now in second, looking to the inside of the 61 of Parker, side by side for that second spot. As they come off of the corner, Nick Kennedy has absolutely checked out with 2 to go, but we got this battle for this second position right there, the 23 and the 61. This is a difference of 5 positions in the starting order for the Troyer 75, so it is very important you pull as much, you finish as high as you can in these heats so you can have a chance at that win in the Troyer 75. With how short the race is, 25 laps compared to the 30 of the DPDS race, it's going to be difficult for drivers that are further back in the grid to actually get up to the front and go try to win the race. So you want to start up front and try to beat those leeches and hold off the 3 leeches that made the race, Peter On, Jack Anderson, Reed, and Gatlin Downey. Those guys are going to be your big threat as we come to the white flag. Kennedy has checked out in the race lead in the number 40 car. Commit clear into second. Third is Alex Parker. Fourth, Brandon Beal. And fifth right now is Nonagon Scott. Looks like Hunter, Forbes, and Johnson won't be making this race. They come out of the corner. Hunter goes wide. That's going to be pretty much all they wrote for those guys out of the top 5. But Nick Kennedy in the 40. He's been dominant all practice and week long. And now coming through the final corner, the fastest Molson modified driver in qualifying is going to go on and win his heat. Here comes Nick Kennedy off the corner. He's going to take the win and the pole for the Troyer 75. Here at Homestead. Second commit, third Parker, and Scott's just going to beat Beal across the line. Hunter, Forbes, and Johnson will have to go to the LCQ, but the good thing for Evan Hunter, he will start on the pole for the LCQ. Congratulations to Nick Kennedy. Will secure the pole position for the Homestead race. And we will go ahead and bring you guys to heat number 3 after this break. Rolling off here for heat number 3, Richard Herman will bring us down to the green flag. Alongside him is Adam Mitchell in the Harming Betting Peterson colors, the number 00. Ashley Spellhart in the 7 and Tommy Herdsdan in the 39. Colton Jacobs in the 2, Damian Blue in the 71, Devin Fair in the 21, and Indy Zandervold going to a backup after their practice crash here on Thursday. Coming down, the green flag, Richard Herman and Adam Mitchell bring us down. Green flag is in the air. It's another 10 laps, top 5 advance. Let's see who will win here in heat number 3 here at Homestead. Zandervold already making a big move back there in the 88, but now contact almost. Herman and Mitchell contact. 4 wide and Mitchell's into the outside wall already. 3 wide coming back. Ashley Spellhart now in the middle. Herdsdan trying to get on through. And now already Adam Mitchell, the defending Dr. Pepper Dash Series champion, might be on the outside looking in already heading into the LCQ. Damian Blue to the inside of Richard Herman. Ashley Spellhart goes wide. Herdsdan goes wide, and here comes Herman back up the middle. Zandervold from last to second in just 1 lap. And now they're chasing down Colton Jacobs in that number 2. Battle for third now. 71 as now Herdsdan goes wide, very wide in that 39. Now Blue tries to block him. It looks like Herdsdan is also going to get a piece of the wall, and that's going to be big for that 39 team. Big hit there for that team. Ashley Spellhart all over the back of Damian Blue down the back as they are making some contact down the back with some bump drafting. Adam Mitchell, though, in that 00 trying to bring himself back into the hunt. Devin Fair is going to take that final transfer spot, but these guys are going crazy already for this transfer spot and already in this heat. 2 laps through this event. Coming to lap 3 right here. Spellhart got into the back of Mitchell's, had to slow up, and that's going to get her up into Blue. Now Mitchell back into the 4th position. 71 of Damian Blue all over it. Here comes Indy Zandervold in that 88. Down to the inside and is going to pass Colton Jacobs for that race lead in the Deuter number 88 as they clear into the lead. Second, Jacobs. Third, Herman. Fourth, Mitchell. And the battle for fifth rages on between Blue, SPELLHEART, and Fair as Herdsdan tries to get himself back into the mix. Blue up the track. Here comes Fair now in that 21 trying to make a move. SPELLHEART now. Contact between the 71 and the 21. It's a dogfight back here as they start battling up front again. Richard Herman in that 53 trying to get himself into the mix. Using the Evernham font there for that 53 team. Some old hand-me-downs from Evernham Racing there. But the two of Colton Jacobs goes wide. Zandervolt wide as well. Here comes Herman back to the inside in that 53 car. Adam Mitchell in the double zero now is caught back up, but Herman was the pole setter for this one. He is the driver, second fastest Molson modified driver this qualifying session. That's why he started on pole here. This is the position for that second position. Whoever wins this race starts second and fills out the rest of the front row here. As Adam Mitchell in the double zero throws it up the inside. 3 wide for the second position. Indy Zandervolt back there. Ashley SPELLHEART has pulled away as now Devin Fair, Damian Blue, and Tommy Herdsdan are fighting for 6th, 7th, and 8th all alone at the back of this pack. Adam Mitchell into the back of Indy Zandervolt there as they go through the corner. Mitchell tries to slide on up and is trying to clear him as Richard Herman begins to pull away in that 53 car. Side by side for second, Zandervolt not giving an edge there. The backup car for this 88 team working much better than the 85 did for Jordan Forbes. So it looks like this 88 team for Alex Parker Racing doing very swell from last to second so far, and actually even led a lap earlier on in this one. 5 of 10 complete already halfway through this one as Mitchell's going to clear into that second spot. Contact back there between Jacobs and SPELLHEART in the 2 and 7. That could be a big hit, and that could bring Fair, Blue, and Herdsdan back into the fight for this final transfer spot. Top 3 single file, though. Jacobs and SPELLHEART now going crazy back there for 4th and 5th. Top 3 pulling away in a 3-car train. Looks like one car might have got into the wall. That's Devin Fair in the 21 as he's hit the wall, and now he will drop back. Blue and Herdsdan now trying to catch on up into that 7 and 2 in those final 2 transfer spots. Herman, Mitchell, and Zandervolt in a dogfight for the race lead, and here comes Adam Mitchell, the defending DPDS champion. Of course, he's going to be strong in these lower-powered cars, but he's been strong in off-season testing as well. Good things expected out of the DPDS champion in Adam Mitchell. But now down to the inside and is going to try to clear Herman coming off of the corner. But Herman might have some momentum on that outside line if he can get it to stick. Not going to happen, but he will get there. Now he goes for the crossover in that 53. Big run down the back as he's going to go back for the race lead here with just 3 laps to go this time by. Mitchell on the outside. Zandervolt, where does he go? In the number 88 is Mitchell on the outside, trying to keep that momentum on the outside. It's not going to happen, though. Will it? Will he be able to get back to that outside? And he will. He has a nose up there. Richard Herman is not clear yet. Zandervolt, though, going to look to the inside of the double zero. And now Mitchell, this is probably where he falls back, and it will as Herman slides into the race lead, but Zandervolt right behind him in that 82, following in the tire tracks. Jacobs and SPELLHEART there as well in the 2 and 7 as they come off the corner. Here comes Zandervolt back. Top 5 under a blanket right now as the rest of the field is very far gone. Damian Blue might have had some damage or might have spun out because he is so far off the pace now. Devin Fair and Tommy Herdsdan are also pretty far off, so the top 5, they can just race amongst themselves. Just don't crash out, and you're going to be in the show as they go 3 wide back there. Zandervolt in the race lead, and there are tire tracks, so Damian Blue has been turned around on the front straightaway. We'll get a replay of that as soon as possible, but now you got the double zero of Adam Mitchell and Richard Herman. Mitchell goes high to block Herman, and Herman's gonna get a piece of the wall there, but he gets off fine. Zandervolt up in second. Mitchell gonna carry some momentum off of the corner, though, and he's trying to get himself into the race lead and pass Zandervolt. White flag here at Homestead. This time by. SPELLHEART goes wide. Jacobs fighting with him. Now, does Adam Mitchell have anything for Zandervolt? Herman goes wide again. It looks like he was trying everything. He's going to be starting at the back of this Troyer 75, it appears, for that 53 team. The top 3 now under a blanket. SPELLHEART just a little further back as Mitchell is trying everything he can to get around this 88 car. There they go up the track. Again, this track gets slick as the race progresses. And now here comes Mitchell to the inside. This is the battle for the race win. SPELLHEART on Jacobs back there for that third position. But here comes Mitchell down to the bottom looking for this race win. Herman back in fifth. He is solidly in if he doesn't screw up this corner. Now Zandervolt wide. Mitchell tucks it low. Zandervolt very wide in that 88 car all the way out. SPELLHEART and Jacobs trying to get it, but it will be Adam Mitchell coming off the corner. He's going to come across the line. He will start P2 winning heat number 3 here at Homestead. Big gap back to Herdstan and Fair, and it looks like Damian Blue. Heartbreak for them. They're going to be starting pretty far back in the LCQ, but they should be able to try to make it in. Adam Mitchell, your race winner for heat number 3 here at Homestead. A great run there. We'll go ahead and bring you guys to heat number 4. 2 heats left before we head off to the LCQ. Heat number 4 getting ready to roll off. Griffin Lapo McDermott will roll off on pole with Bradley Rhyme in second. The 0 of Daniel Bouchard for HBP in third. Ricky Freeman Jr. makes his Molson Modified debut in fourth. Noah Kim in his second year in the MMS is fifth. Sixth is Nelson Reeves in the 17. And seventh, Kyle Basiglia going to the back because of an engine change. For these guys, 7 drivers in the heat. 2 of them will not make the race as the top 5 still advance. The other 2 will go to the LCQ. Coming down the front straightaway, Lapo McDermott versus Ream for the race lead. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing. Rhyme's actually going to beat him to the line. Of course, there's no penalty for that in the NSDCA. But on the back of that number 09 is the 0 of Daniel Bouchard, already one of the best drivers from last season in the Molson Modifieds, moving from Joseph Strigley Racing to HBP. And now there's a big move further back is Freeman. Noah Kim getting a big move, and Kyle Basiglia in the 35 already shoves that 19 out of the way. And down the back now, Nelson Reeves in the 17 trying his best to get down there and block the 35 as Bouchard a bit slower. Rhyme and Freeman to the outside line, and now they're going to be 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide as look at Freeman try to shove it in. Slams on the brakes though. Doesn't want to end up wrecking. Lapo McDermott pulling away in the 09 already, but it is a dogfight. 2nd to 7th right now as they complete lap number 1. Freeman shuffled all the way back to 6th now. That's not good for him. Basiglia in that 35 started this race last. He's up now into the top group as now Nelson Reeves is all over that 35. Contact almost as they go 3 wide. Rhyme gets shuffled back. Here comes Reeves and Basiglia into the top 5 as they run. Anderson Reed drove his way from 7th to 1st, ended up finishing 2nd in the previous Leech heat, and Basiglia started 7th in this one. He's trying to do the same thing, up to 4th right now as he fights Bradley Rhyme. Lapo McDermott, Bouchard, and Reeves pulling away. Battle for 4th, 5th, and then a battle for 6th and 7th between Kim and Freeman. Rhyme clears his way into 4th in that number 84, Lumber 84. And now Noah Kim real close to Freeman. They both end up going wide, and Noah Kim really wants to race his way in. He's DNQ'd a lot of races before, but he is a Molson Modified Series winner. Now he has dropped a long way behind that top 5, but he and Freeman have a lot of work to do if they want to get back into the show right now. The meta runner number 09 of Griffin Lapo McDermott is pulling away out in front. In 2nd is Daniel Bouchard, 3rd Nelson Reeves, and now Basiglia fights his way back to 4th under Bradley Rhyme. The new engine, they blew an engine in qualifying. Now they are out here trying to get themselves into the show, and it's a great run right now for Kyle Basiglia in that 35 car up into the 4th position. Bouchard versus Reeves could be the battle for the 3rd spot. The 71 of Damian Blue, teammate to this number 17 of Nelson Reeves, spun out in his last heat, heat number 3. But Reeves trying to do better for OLSR. They had a lot of problems in qualifying for OLSR, and now Reeves up here inside the top 5 trying to get himself into the show. Kyle Basiglia trying to follow him through as Lapo McDermott has absolutely pulled away. Contact between the 35 and 0 as they come off of the corner right there, and Bradley Rhyme trying to capitalize in that 84 right behind. Rhyme is going to get there. Will he get there? As Basiglia tucks it to the inside. Hopefully he doesn't go too wide there as he's going to follow Bouchard right on through. Lapo McDermott runs it wide though. That could bring Reeves back into the fight and make his big race lead diminish very quickly. Further back now, Basiglia to the inside of Bouchard. If Daniel Bouchard ends up missing this race, this could be interesting to see in the LCQ because, again, he had the best average finish last season, but his 1 DNQ was pretty much what cost him a championship run. Now Rhyme all over the back of Basiglia as they come off of the corner. Freeman and Kim have fallen back. It's a dogfight for third, fourth, and fifth as Lappel McDermott has pulled away from Reeves once again. Basiglia trying everything he can to stay ahead of Bradley Rhyme. You definitely do not want to be in that fifth position with guys like Freeman and Kim behind you. They're both desperate to get into the show, and they could end up moving you at the end and costing you a car if it gets to that. But of course, they got to catch up to them to finally fight for that final transfer spot as they run right now very far behind Rhyme, Bouchard, and Basiglia. As Bradley Rhyme's going to slide up and almost into the zero car as he comes off of the corner. Lappel McDermott continuing to run away with this. Nelson Reeves happy to just be pulling away from that pack. Basiglia in third, now pulling away as Bouchard and the 84 of Rhyme battle for that fourth spot, sorry. And Rhyme will be able to clear Bouchard as now he drops to the fifth position. Here comes Ricky Freeman Jr. in that 9. He's just a little further back, but he ends up going wide coming out of the corner. Lappel McDermott is pulled away. Now Reeves has a driver to worry about in Kyle Basiglia. The battle for fourth rages on between Bouchard and Rhyme as they fall behind Reeves and Basiglia as they run. Basiglia's team owner, William Duncan, who's finally taking his way into team owning. He ended up DNQing this race in the leech heat, but now Basiglia out here second position, fighting Reeves tooth and nail for the second spot, trying to get as best of a starting position for the show that he can. Freeman all over the back of Rhyme, a couple like a car length back from Rhyme. Reeves ends up going wide. Lappel McDermott enjoying himself out in front, 8 of 10 already complete, and that 09 is just continuing to pull away up to almost a 1.7 second gap as second through sixth begin their battling. Now, Noah Kim in that 19 is really not caught up as of late to this pack, but Ricky Freeman Jr. has, and he is here trying to fight his way in for Kyle Corbett Motorsports. The 19 team of Alex Peters Racing has not had the best DPDS or pedal to metal or DPDS or Alex Peters Racing. What was I saying? DPDS and Molson modified career is what I was trying to say for Alex Peters Racing. Julio Cesar did not run, only made, I believe, 4 races last season in the DPDS. They ran pretty poorly in the MMS, so Alex Peters really trying to bring new light to it with Noah Kim as they go 3 wide for the second position. Bouchard down to the bottom. This is the battle with just 2 laps to go. All these guys could end up missing the show depending on how this runs. And Freeman Jr. up and into Rhyme. There's contact there between those two as the wheels clang off of each other. Reeves will clear, but we got a 5-car battle for 4 transfer spots right here. Rhyme trying to hang on over Ricky Freeman Jr. as they head through the corner. Basiglia wide. That is not what you want to do when those guys are right behind you. And he's going to go wide almost into the outside wall coming off the corner. And just like that, he might fall out of the transfer spot as Freeman's got to run in the 9 to the inside. Griffin, Lappel, McDermott, 2 seconds up as these guys have been battling. Reeves clearing to second. Bouchard and Rhyme. And here comes Ricky Freeman to the inside of that 35 of Kyle Basiglia. Does he have anything coming off of the corner? Rhyme just in front of Freeman, and Freeman slow coming off the corner. It's going to be a drag race coming to the line. The 09 wins it, but Basiglia will get the final transfer spot here at Homestead. Reeves, Bouchard, Rhyme also in. The 35 of Basiglia just makes it in. Freeman just misses. Kim fell out, but it was all Griffin, Lappel, McDermott 2.1 seconds ahead of the rest of the grid, driving his way into the show. 1 more heat to go, and the LCQ will follow that. Griffin, Lappel, McDermott wins this one. Who will win the final heat of the day? Heat number 5. The final heat of the day, heat number 5, starts like this. Tristan Wilhoit in the 92 and Kyle Vaughters in the 33 on row 1. Row 2, Tony Wallen and Noah Hart. Row 3, Riley Wilkin and the 31 of Mark Silas. Row 4, KT Larson. Larson crashed in qualifying on her outlap. The 31 of Mark Silas had a fuel system issue. They had to change that. Both of those cars went to the back. 10 more laps in heat number 5. Green flag is in the air here at Homestead. and Wallen right on the back of that 92. He's going to be pushing him through turn 1. You see a bit of bumping right there with the bars, almost bumping anyway, as they come on through. KT Larson at the back in that 78 trying to pick up some up. Now Silas Hart already getting real close back there as they come off of the corner. And here comes Riley Wilkin down to the inside. Wallen, could he make it 3 wide heading into turn number 1? It looks like Wilkins is going to actually fall behind there as Noah Hart tries to get himself down there. Now he's going to set himself 3 wide as they head on through. KT Larson, that 78, the 31, and Mark Silas starting at the back. Both of them had some equipment changes. They are fighting for that, but here we go. Lap number 1 in the books. Will Hoyt leads, but Wallen making a move to the inside. Wilkins all over the back of them. Wilkins, Wallen, and Will Hoyt, the 3 W's in the number 90 cars right here in the 99, 93, and 92 as they race. Will Hoyt wide. Here comes the 93 of Riley Wilkin back to the inside for BK Racing. To the inside of the number 99 Kyle Corbett Motorsports of Tony Wallen. Now Noah Hart in here. Mark Silas moving his way up into the top 5 for Pastry Racing. Pastry and Champion. 2 teams in this trying to make a comeback, and they are both in the Molson Modified Series this season. Now, Mark Silas to the inside of Will Hoyt, trying to keep that spot there. Vaughters and Larson back there fighting for 6th and 7th, trying to get themselves back into this as Wilkin pulls away out front. Wallen trying to hang on in 2nd, and Noah Hart in 3rd, and that's 62. Getting a big run as Will Hoyt up the track. Here comes Mark Silas, and now Kyle Vaughters in the 33 into the show as they run. Wilkin pulling away in that number 93. Vaughters looking to the inside of Mark Silas as they go down the back. 3 laps through this event. We still have 7 to go, so don't be too comfortable yet even if you have that big of a lead. 3 wide, getting real close back there. KT Larson, the 78, the 33 back there, and they're going to make contact. There goes the 33, almost into the grass, and he will be in the grass. A big save by Kyle Vaughters down the front straightaway, and that moves Larson into the show. I don't know if I'd be making a move like that early. That could get you some enemies. Side by side for 2nd, though. Noah Hart versus Tony Wallen there as Riley Wilkin tries to pull away. Hart for Hagen Enterprises trying to get the other full-time Hagen Enterprises entry into the show as they go down the back. Tony Wallen in the 99 there. He sits the 3rd position in that roadway in number 99. 4th, Mark Silas. Now 5th, KT Larson. She is the last one in the show as they run, but you got an angry driver in the 33 of Kyle Vaughters back there. You don't just move someone out of the way on lap 4 and hope by lap 10 they don't catch back up to you and take you out this time. So now Vaughters has some decisions to make if he can get back up there. As you see Wallen and Hart battle for that 2nd and 3rd position. Larson versus Silas for the 4th and 5th position brings Will Hoyt back into this, but we've got a battle for 2nd heating up between Wallen and Hart right now as Wilkins starts to pull away in that number 93. Silas went wide. That brings Will Hoyt back into this, and now the 33 of Vaughters is well back there. Silas going to run it wide again, and now Will Hoyt, the pole sitter for this one. 2 by 2 up here. Hart looking for a crossover on the 99. Perfectly executed, and a great move by Noah Hart to keep himself in the field. 5 of 10 now complete here at Homestead. We are on to lap number 6 as Riley Wilkin has absolutely pulled away. He might be able to lock his way in if he just continues racing around like that, but Hart, Wallen, Larson, Will Hoyt, Vaughters, and Silas, they're going to have to fight amongst themselves for these 4 other transfer spots other than the race leader. And Larson now to the inside on Wallen. That's a battle for that 3rd position as she's going to look for a big move to the bottom down there, and Wallen's going to be able to cover it. Will he be able to stick it down there coming through the corner? No, he won't. His Hart is also wide. Here comes Larson to the inside in that 78, and now there is Kyle Vaughters in that 33. Don't count him out. He is right behind that 78 coming down the front straightaway. 62, though, getting a big shove from the 99 of Tony Wallen. Now Larson jumps to the inside. The inside line, of course, is the preferred line here, but you can get some runs on the outside, especially if these guys slide up like they just did. Larson now to the inside of the 62. Here comes Kyle Vaughters. He's now in the show with a big run coming off the corner. 6 cars under a blanket here, laps 7 of 10 as they head down into turn number 3 once again. 7 of 10 complete. We got 3 laps to go this time by. There is Vaughters on the inside. 3 wide, 4 wide almost. 4 wide as they go. Now coming on through. Contact. The 33 into the wall with the 62. Big hit for both of them. And that's going to be the end of the day for them. That will cost them their chance at the heat. Noah Hart with some damage. The 33 heavily damaged in his second incident of the race. And Vaughters, that car very slow. Look at all the sheet metal, or look at all the bumper bars bent up on that 33. And it looks like his day will be done. Noah Hart continuing on around. So that's it. There's 5 cars left. If they don't wreck, they're all in the show. I hope their spotters are telling them that, because the 92 is all over the back of that number 99, shoving him into the corner. Some contact there between the bumpers there, that 92 and 99. Be lucky they don't spin each other right now, because that could get Noah Hart back into the show. They're still not done. There's 2 laps to go. Anything can happen. If there's a crash up in this group, the 62 could still get back into the show, but I don't think Kyle Vaughters, they're just pacing it around. He's going to have to probably do a lot of repairing between this and the LCQ, especially being the last heat to go before the LCQ in about half hour's time, man. They're going to have to do a lot of repairing to that number 33 to get him back into tip-top racing shape. Battle for second between Silas and Larson as they go down the back straightaway. And now Silas going to look for the move. Looks to the inside on Larson. Coming to the white flag. And there could be, whoa, big move as Silas tries to throw it in and pass that 78. It's going to stick. Battle for fourth now between Wallen and Wilhoit further back. But it's all Riley Wilkin out in front in that number 93 as you see Vaughters down pit road. Wilkin 2.8 seconds ahead, continuing to pace around in this BKR number 93. Battle for fourth between Wallen and Wilhoit as they go back there, but here comes Riley Wilkin off of turn number 2, a giant lead because of the dogfighting in the back, a crash to end out the final heat of the day, but Wilkin now just has to hit 2 more corners and he will have this race in the bag. Out of the corner, it's going to go wide, but again, he's about 3.5 seconds ahead now. Doesn't need to worry about that. Coming across the line, Riley Wilkin will cap off this heat session with a race win. Wilkin wins the heat number 5, and across the line, side-by-side drag race across the line. And it's going to be KT Larson in the 78 taking home second, Mark Silas third, fourth Tony Wallen, and fifth the 92 of Tristan Wilhoit. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break before we come back for the LCQ. A lot of drivers in there trying to fight their way into the show. Riley Wilkin ends up with the race win. 5 drivers locked in, but the 62 and 33 will join the list of LCQ drivers in the LCQ. We thank you guys for tuning in for all 5 heats. Let's go ahead, take that quick break, bring you guys back for the LCQ for the Troyer 75 at Homestead. We are here for the last chance qualifier for the Troyer 75. 14 drivers in here because the 4 drivers from the Leech LCQ have been allowed to come back out, or the Leech Heat have been allowed to come back out to the LCQ. Up front, it is Evan Hunter and the 39 of Tommy Herdsdan. In row 2 is Ricky Freeman Jr. and Noah Hart. Row 3, Jordan Forbes and Devin Fair. Row 4, Noah Kim and Kyle Vaughters. Row 5, Mac Johnson and Damian Blue. Row 6, Cody Goforth, Riley Spurleytube. Row 7, William Duncan and Larry Hagan. 7 drivers advance. The top 7 and the bottom 7 go home. Green flag is in the air. 10 more laps before we go racing at the Troyer 75. It's the last chance qualifier for the Troyer 75 in the Molson Modifieds as they head down into turn 1. Hunter out in front, Herdsdan up the track, 3 wide further back. Ricky Freeman Jr. looking for a move, but contact already between 2 drivers who have spun out already. 4 wide coming off the corner. William Duncan, Riley Spurleytube on the inside. They are 4 wide. This isn't even for a transfer spot yet. This is lap 1. They're already trying to crash each other. Down into the corner, Freeman up front, but they are 4 wide. We got our eyes on this mess back here. Kyle Vaughters up the track and possibly out of this one. And now here they go running, coming off of the corner. Out in front is Ricky Freeman Jr. Evan Hunter clear into second. Hart third. Herdsdan fourth. Forbes up to fifth. Kim sixth. And seventh is Devin Fair trying his best to hang on. Now Mac Johnson to the inside. There are your 4 Leech drivers right there. The 18, the 26, the 63, and the 28 as they run. Up the track goes Herdsdan and Devin Fair. They're going to be 4 wide coming out of this corner. Contact with the 71 of Blue. Spurleytube's in it, and that's going to take Riley Spurleytube out of the heat. This will take him out of the LCQ. The 33, Kyle Vaughters, also very slow. He had to stack up and hold up for that. There are no cautions in the heats or the LCQ, only in the actual race. So now they are fighting hard for these spots back here. Freeman Jr. is cleared out into the lead. Jordan Forbes fourth. There is the battle right there. Noah Kim versus Larry Hagan. Cody Goforth, William Duncan also trying to fight their way up on through. Forbes in the 85 down on the bottom. Now you see William Duncan sliding up the track. He's trying to clear. There is the battle for the transfer spot between the 63 and the 27 of Mac Johnson as they race right now. Cody Goforth in the 18 making a move to the inside. He's pushing Larry Hagan up on past there. Vaughters far back. Damian Blue, that's his second spin. Devin Fair, heartbreak for him. He was slow in his first heat. And Riley Spurleytube, pretty much done. Freeman out in front. Duncan is forcing his way on through. He wants to race this one. He wants to be in the show, and he has moved his way up now to the second position. Down, drag race down the front straightaway as he fights Noah Kim. Cody Goforth now trying to hang on over Larry Hagan. Mac Johnson trying to make his way into the show all over the back of the 63 of Larry Hagan. Cody Goforth there in the 18 trying to fight his way on up and trying to get past the 85 of Jordan Forbes now as Duncan is now pulling away in that 26, clear into the second spot. Jordan Forbes fighting Cody Goforth, Larry Hagan. Hagan is the last transfer spot for that 63 car. There is Noah Hart in the 62 for the for Hagan Enterprises as well. Up the track, they all go. And now 3 wide as Forbes makes it. Here is the battle for the transfer spot. Noah Hart versus the 39 of Tommy Herdsdan. And Herdsdan's going to clear. Noah Kim trying to get through in that number 19 as well. Duncan now trying to catch up to Ricky Freeman Jr. He's in second. In third is the 8 of Evan Hunter. Fourth, Cody Goforth. Fifth, Larry Hagan. There is the battle, and it's a mosh pit back here. Noah Hart's going to get in and turns Jordan Forbes into the outside wall. Kyle Vaughters is caught back up, but that's going to be the end of Forbes' run as well here in that 85 car. These guys are aggressive for these transfer spots. I think Noah Kim might be the last driver in on the transfer spot right now. Mac Johnson fighting Kyle Vaughters is trying to get that car back up. They've repaired the car at the end of last heat and that half-hour session to tweak the car and try to get some repairs done. They got it back out here. He is right now running just outside the transfer spot as Kim and Herdsdan fight for those positions right now. Duncan up in second has made a big run. Goforth and Hagan up here. This looks like the whole Leach field except Spurleytube could be in the show as Freeman continues to pull away out in that number 9, trying to hang on and take the 24th starting spot for the Troyer 75. Duncan right now there. Evan Hunter, Cody Goforth, Larry Hagan as well. Noah Kim in the 19. There's the 39 of Tommy Herdsdan as well. The 27 now of Mac Johnson trying to fight his way in as well. The 33 of Kyle Vaughters. And you got Noah Hart still back there. They're fighting for that final transfer spot against Herdsdan. Forbes has fallen back to this group of 4. Now Damian Blue up the track. These 4 are racing pretty much just to see where they finish in this heat. There's no way they're making it through after this. Evan Hunter now going to catch up and possibly try to make a move on William Duncan as Cody Goforth is all over him. He throws the block on Goforth. 3 wide for the second position as they head down into turn number 3. Goforth on the inside, Hunter on the outside, and Duncan all the way up as Hunter's going to walk up the track with William Duncan. Duncan now drops to the 4th spot. Hagan back in 5th, going to catch his way into this front battle. 6th is Noah Kim, and 7th, Herdsdan still trying to hang on over Mac Johnson. Just realized the ticker has not been going on. 3 laps to go here at Homestead. There's only 10 cars left in this front group to possibly make the show. Herdsdan, Mac Johnson, and Kyle Vaughters fighting for that final transfer spot. Noah Kim doing his very best to stay up there. Now Evan Hunter trying to ward off 3 leeches up here for these spots as they battle, but Ricky Freeman Jr. is pulled away to about 1.5 seconds. 4 cars in a line. If these guys get together in the final 2 laps, that could be big for these guys back here. They're hoping that those leeches do not get into the show. They are running this series for points, not the leeches. But Hagan now on the inside of Evan Hunter. That is for that 4th position. On the bottom goes Hagan. He's looking for a move on Evan Hunter. Right now, Spurleytube in the 28 just hoping that the 8 car can make the show. Tommy Herdsdan over Mac Johnson as Vaughters is all over the back of him. Contact there, and they're down on the apron. Nice save, but Johnson lost a lot of time to Herdsdan right there. Freeman Jr. right now leading them, but Goforth, Duncan, and Hagan, they've been racing each other this whole time, not able to catch that 9 car. 1 lap to go here at Homestead. Duncan all over the back of the 18. This is the battle for second as they come on down. Hagen 4th, Evan Hunter 5th, 6th Noah Kim, 7th Tommy Herdsdan. He's trying to hang on over Mac Johnson, Kyle Vaughters, and Noah Hart. The Leeches battling together. Hagen now goes up the track. Duncan all over the back of Cody Goforth. Out in front, it's Ricky Freeman Jr. He's pretty much going to go on and win this LCQ. The battle is for second with Duncan all over the back of Cody. Down the back straightaway for the final time for this second position. Goforth goes in wide. He goes in fast, and here comes the 26 of Duncan to the inside. That's going to be second to Duncan, but out in front, it's Ricky Freeman Jr. He's going to top the Leeches, race his way into the show. Freeman wins the LCQ. Duncan, Goforth, Hagen, Evan Hunter, Kim, and Herdsdan will be the last drivers in to the LCQ. In through the LCQ to the Troyer 75. Drivers going home, Mac Johnson, the 33 of Kyle Vaughters, Noah Hart in the 62, Damian Blue in the 71, Riley Spurleytube in the 28, Devin Fair in the 21, and Jordan Forbes in the 85. Freeman wins the LCQ, and we will be back for the Troyer 75 tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed this racing. We're going to see a lot more of it for 25 laps around the Homestead Speedway. The Molson Modified happy to be out here. Dr. Pepper Dash Series Racing will be coming to you shortly as well. Their heats coming on later today and their LCQ as well. Thank you guys so much for watching the Troyer 75 heats and LCQ for the Molson Modified Series. This is the only event that is televised for the MMS, so if you want to watch and keep up with the series the whole season long, you're going to have to watch in our Discord. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time on the NSDCA.